Welcome to Storytime. I'm your host and author, Cherie Baker. Today we'll be reading from Coffee Cakes and Dragon Eggs, a cozy fantasy set in modern-day England. Enjoy! Chapter 6. An hour later, Raj jogged away from Sir George's huge estate on the edge of Hazel Grove towards the bus stop, glancing at his watch with every step. Anyone could have fixed the sticky lock on Tamsin's spellbook. Certainly hadn't needed him to trek all the way out here. Raj got to the shelter just in time. The service that would drop him off outside Shepard Construction was due any minute. Life wasn't so bad. He could salvage this. However, as Raj watched the time tick by and no bus appeared, he started to panic. After 10 minutes, he nodded to a pensioner waiting nearby. "Excuse me, did I miss the 2:40? The fellow shook his head. "It's always late. Gets stuck in the construction near Birch Vale." Raj nodded his thanks, but a queasy feeling gripped his gut. Bloody Tamsin had set him up. An idiot that he was, he'd taken the bait. Hook, line, and sinker. "So, are there any other buses that go to Stockport?" The guy shrugged. "There's the 199. It's more reliable, but only comes once an hour. You just missed it." How on earth had he believed Tamsin had the slightest interest in him? He should have remembered the minx delighted in toying with all the junior magicians. Raj set off towards the taxi rank, clenching his fist in time to his stomps. There's no way he'd be the laughing stock of the magical world and end up reading tarot cards on the pier like his uncle, just because of Tamsin. An hour later, the taxi he'd managed to find pulled up to Barbara's beauty booth on a street full of cheap booze, fruit-flavored vapes, and second-hand mobile phone shops. This couldn't be the right place. If the driver was picking up a takeaway to deliver on his fare, Raj was going to be very cross. He tapped the window behind the driver. "Why are we stopping?" The lady slid the panel open. "You said 415 Queen Street. That'll be £40. Raj paid the fare and stepped out. Fluffy pink and silver beauty parlor smelled of acetone and desperation. Now what? Raj tapped his phone to confirm the address and was about to call Paolo when he saw a man wearing a mouse-colored suit shuffle around the side of the building. On a hunch, Raj followed the guy to a small gravel car park containing a single space marked with the plaque, "Reserved, Shepard Construction, CEO only." The mouse suit man disappeared into a narrow stairwell at the back of the 2-story brick and stucco building. Raj fished the magic ring from his pocket. The bloodhound carving glowed slightly, indicating the imp was here somewhere. He just needed to find the critter. He straightened his tie and marched up the stairs. At the top, 4 people hunched over keyboards in a stale, windowless, open-plan office. An air of lethargy hung over the room. No one walked across the mosaic of new and worn-out brown carpet tiles to greet him or inquire who he was. They didn't even glance up from their boxy, yellowing plastic monitors. Raj's heart sank. He was a bit late, but this apathetic response didn't bode well. He waved. "Excuse me, did someone call for an IT engineer?" One woman pointed to the wall of glass at the end of the room and went back to typing. On the other side of the glass, a slightly larger but no less dreary office. A 50-something bald man jerked the door open and pointed at Raj. "You're late!" Raj strode across the room, holding out his hand. "Mr. Curzon, at your service." The bald man ignored the greeting. Raj swallowed his fear that the poor start had annoyed the person paying his contract. He'd have to work extra hard to make amends. "Sorry for my tardiness. My bus was cancelled. If you could show me the problem, I'll get stuck in." The man patted at the curiously vacant desk right outside his own door. "Set up here. I've been told the internet conductivity is unreliable," whatever that means. "Okay. I'll need to check your phone lines. So where do they come into the building?" The man gave Raj a blank look and a vague wave of his hand. "Over there somewhere, maybe under the stairs. I've never had to check." The man went back into his office, but he left the door open. Raj took off his jacket, hung it on the chair back. The other employees hadn't even said hello, but a few of them peered at him suspiciously. Fuffin' heck. If they were all going to watch his every move, didn't leave much opportunity to set up the Fremlin-catching spell. He glanced around. A short hall off the main room led to the loo on one side and a storage cupboard over the stairs. Didn't seem to be a break room or any other rooms. Possibly everybody simply left the moment they could, just to stay out of sight of their troublesome boss. Raj opened the cupboard. Fremlin darted for a dark corner and magic surged. Raj's fingers twitched uncontrollably. Felt like a new ley line had suddenly sprouted from the door. Sensation vanished almost as soon as it started. Raj rubbed his hand to shake out the tingles. Must have been a glitch on the local ley line booster, which wasn't surprising considering Fremlin's excelled at messing up everything mechanical. He'd give it a tune once he'd finished trapping the imp, so no other magicians would get a shock. Raj went back to the allocated desk. Now that he knew exactly where the Fremlin was hiding, it was a simple matter to set up the trap. Few eyes glanced up as he passed, and Shepard glared at him intently. There's no way to chalk out a circle or set any enchantments under that scrutiny, but he could prepare. At the end of the day, just as everyone left, he could set the trap. Then, if he was first in tomorrow, the critter would be waiting for him. No unfortunate questions, no observations, and the promotion was in the bag. That would show Tamsin a thing or two. If you've enjoyed this section, please like and subscribe. New chapters will be recorded weekly. Alternatively, check out the description for places to purchase the book.